Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about sets and function in logics and combinatorics paper. Under this we are having three major topics. First one is sets, second one is relation, and last one is functions. Before discuss about sets, I would like to recap some formulas. That is, what do you mean by n? N is set of natural numbers. What is W? The set of whole numbers. Z or I means set of integers, and Z plus indicates set of positive integers. Z negative indicates the set of negative integers. Q means the set of rational numbers. R means real numbers. C indicates complex numbers. Epsilon this means belongs to, and this one is does not belongs to. This symbol indicates there exist. This one is there does not exist, because oftenly we are going to use these notations, right? What is set? A collection of well-defined objects. This is what the fundamental definition of sets. Where what do you mean by collection? Collection means we may take any numbers or anything we can take. What do you mean by objects? Objects indicates numbers, human beings, whatever it is. Your main thing we should know what is well-defined. Well-defined means with respect to individual, the meaning should not vary. You keep it in your mind. So this is what the definition of sets. Examples. First take first 7 prime numbers. How to write these in a set format? X is equal to set of all 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. We know what is prime number, right? So this is the way to write first 7 prime numbers in set format. And look at another example. Vowels in the English alphabet. V is equal to set of all A, E, I, O, U. So now we got how to write the set using different numbers, right? Types of sets. First one is, instead of types we may use notations, roster notations, and second one is set builder notation, right? First of all, what is roster notation? A set is represented by listing all its elements, separating by commas, and enclosing these in brackets. For example, let A be the set of natural numbers less than 8. So how to write this in roster format? A is equal to set of all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is very simple. You write numbers with commas, with separating by commas. This is what roster notation. Oftenly we may use this notation, right? And we'll discuss one problem based on this roster notation. Write the set of positive integers less than 100 in roster notation. Not only 100, they may ask 1000, 5000, whatever it is. The solution is A is equal to, actually what we supposed to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and so on up to 99 we have to write it. Instead of writing, we simply write 1, 2, 3 and so on 99, because my question indicates less than 100, right? Second one is write the roster notation for rainbow. So how many colors are there in rainbow? Yeah, obviously we know it is 7. So how to write the solution? Solution A is equal to, this is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. In school days, they may be given some shortcut, VibGyar, isn't it? So now you just recall what is set. The collection of well-defined objects, no? So it is not meaning that we may take only numbers. This kind of colors also we can take. So I hope you may understood set. The next method is set builder notation. Set builder method. In this form, elements of the sets are not listed, but these are represented by some common property. For example, let A be the set of natural numbers less than 8. So how to write this by using set builder notation? A is equal to set of all x such that x belongs to n, where x lies between 1 to 8. Even I won't tell x lies between 1 less than or equal to x strictly less than 8. So this is the way to write this. So we'll discuss one problem on this method. express the set of even positive integers less than or equal to 10 in set builder method. So we may write A is equal to set of x, set of all x such that x belongs to 2z because they are given even positive integer, therefore it is written as 2z, and less than or equal to, therefore x lies between 1 to 10, right? So this is another example to write the set builder notation for the set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will start from 1 ending at 5. So this is obviously natural number. So we may write this by using set builder. Next one is very important, classification of sets. First one is finite and infinite sets. A set is said to be finite if its elements can be counted, and it is said to be infinite if it is not counted or if it is not finite. For example, let A and B be two sets where A is natural number, B we can take the student of your school. So what do you understand from this example? First one is natural number. Is it countable? Obviously no. It will start from 1, 2, 3 and so on going on up to infinity, right? It is uncountable. Therefore, this one is example for infinite set. Look at the second example, student of your school. It is obviously countable. So this is perfect example for. Next one is empty set, or we may tell it is null set. Look at the example. A is equal to set of all integers whose squares is negative. So because of this purpose only, in our previous slide itself, I have mentioned what do you mean by integer, what is a natural number, what is a whole number. What do you mean by integer? Integer means it contains 0 plus terms as well as negative terms. While I'm squaring, all terms getting what? Positive. Is there any possibilities are getting negative? No. That is what empty set. Look at this. Square of any integer is either 0 or positive. There is no integers whose square is negative. This kind of sets are said to be empty set or null set, right? So next I would like to move to next one, that is singleton set. What do you mean by singleton? If a set consisting only one element, that is called a singleton set, right? Take one example. Consider the following set. Yes, the set X having even prime number. What is even prime number? Can you recall? Exactly. We know that 2 is the even prime number. As there is only one even prime number, that is nothing but 2. So this set is called as. Next one is equal and equivalent set. So people may get confused. What is equal set? What is equivalent set? I hope through example I would like to explain what is equal and what is equivalent set. Consider the following sets. A is 1, 2, 3. B is 2 and 3. Equal set means both sets having same element, right? So it is written as A equal to B. Look at the another two sets. D is 4, 5, 6. E is equal to A, B, C. So equivalent set means the number of same element. That means D and E have same number of elements, but the elements are different. If elements are different means equivalent set. Same number of elements, that is called as equal sets. Clear? A tilde B. And another one is disjoint sets. Two sets are said to be disjoint if they do not have any common element, right? Take one example. A is 1, 3, 5. B is 2, 4, 6. Is there any common numbers are there between these two sets? No. So this is called as disjoint set. In another manner, we can tell the same disjoint. The intersection of two sets is empty. That is also called as what? Disjoint. The next one is very important one, a subset. If every element of set A is also in B, then A is said to be subset of B. It is written as A contained B. Next one, two sets are equal if they contain each other. That is, A is the subset of B and B is subset of A. This is also called as equivalent to A equal to B. For example, the set of all humans in a proper subset. The set of all humans is a proper subset of the set of all mammals. Look at the second example. 1, 3 is a subset of 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at the another example. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the subset of 1, 2, 3, 4. Even I can tell it is proper subset because equal numbers are. Next one is power set. Power set is nothing but we can take the subset of all the given sets. For example, the set of all subsets of S is called power set. It contains S itself and the empty set because these are both subsets of S. Suppose if you are getting any confusions, look at the example. Write the power set of 1, 2, 3. How can I write? I can take single set 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 empty. So what are all the possibilities are there? That possibilities we have to use while we are writing subsets. So this is denoted by. Next one is cardinality. It is nothing but number of elements present in this set. Look at the definition. The cardinality of a set S is the number of members. I can use members, elements, whatever it is, members of S. It is denoted by mod S. Take one example. The set B consisting blue, white, red. How many numbers are there? How many number of elements are there? Or even I can ask, what is the cardinality of B? Yes, this 3, because 3 number of colors are there. Take another example. Suppose if repeated terms are there, what we supposed to do? Obviously, we can omit. That is what we discussed in roster method. Look at another example. This set consisting blue, white, red, again blue, again white. Here white and blues are repeated. Therefore, we can take as only once. So the cardinality of this set is also 3. The cardinality of empty set is what? Obviously 0 because no element present there, right? Yeah. Next one is universal set. Consider the following sets. A is equal to X set where X is a student of your school. B indicates Y where Y is a male student of your school. And take the set C, set of all Z such that Z is a female student of your school. Now I can take one more set D. It is nothing but A is a student of class +2 in our school. Clearly, a female student, a male student as well as +2 class, not only +2, any section we can take. These all belongs to where? Our school. Therefore, B, C, D are all subsets of A. So, A can be considered as the universal set for this example. It is denoted by U, right? Next one is very important one, Venn diagram. What is Venn diagram? John Venn introduced the concept of diagrams to represent set. That means what? The pictorial represent of set is called as Venn diagram. Simply we can say. According to him, universal set is represented by the interior of a rectangle and other sets are represented by interior of circles. The example, if U is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and A is 2, 4, B value is 1, 3, then this set can be represented as in Venn diagram this one. So rectangle means it is called as universal set. Remaining circles indicating that values. Next one is set operation. Here 5 operations are there. We are going to use it in our problem. Complement. Second one is union. The third one is intersection. Next one is a difference. And last one is symmetric set. What do you mean by complement of this set? If U is the universal set and A is the subset of U, then the complement of A is a set of those elements which are in U which are not in A, right? So take one example. Let X denote the universal set and Y is subset. Consider X is any member of your family, Y is male member of the family. Then what is the meaning of X minus Y? X minus Y is a set having female member of the family because X indicates entire family members, Y indicates male member. I don't know what is a remaining thing. Suppose if you are subtracting Y from X, male should be omitted. Then remaining will be what? Female member. So this is what the complement. It is indicated by that. Next one is union of sets. We may be familiar with union intersection in our school days itself. Again, it is my duty to recollect it. The union of two given sets A and B is a set which consists of all elements of A and all the elements of B such that no element is repeated. Example. Obviously, this union is indicated as U symbol, union symbol. Let A is equal to set 2, 4, 5, 6. B is equal to 4, 6, 7, 8. How can you find out union of this? Is there any terms are repeated? Yeah, 4 is repeated. And while we are writing, we can consider 4 only once. So the A union B is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Such a way, I'm going to introduce about intersection of set. The intersection of two given sets A and B is a set which consists of all the elements which are common to both A and B. This is a symbol for intersection. Take one example, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A. B set is 3, 5, 7, 9. What is the common number between these two sets? 3 and 5. So, yes. So, the A intersection B is. So, this is one common problem. In this problem, we are going to find A union B and A intersection B. Look at the first set A. A is the set of all x such that x is a natural number and a factor of 18. What is B? It is also natural number less than 6. So before solving the problem, we have to define, we have to write what is A. How can you write A? It should be natural number. Natural number means it will start from 1, goes on. And that set should be a factor of 18. Therefore, it is 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18. So B is natural number less than 6. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is A union B? Yeah, while we are writing, you just combine the numbers. If terms are repeated, take at once. A intersection B means 1, 2, 3. Next one is a difference of sets. A set having those elements which are in A but not in B is said to be difference of sets A and B. It is denoted by A minus B. Take one example. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the set B having the elements 2, 4, 6. What is the answer for A minus B? It is very simple. 2, 4, 6 we simply eliminate from A. Then A minus B is equal to 1, 3, 5. Similarly, we can find out B minus A also. So B minus A is 6. And next one is symmetric difference. The symmetric difference of two sets is the set of elements which are in either of the sets but not in their intersection. Suppose if you are not understood clearly, look at the example. Example, the symmetric difference of sets 1, 2, 3 and 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3. That means you simply omit the common element between two sets. That's it. So this is what symmetric difference. It is indicated by A del B. Cartesian product of two sets. Consider two sets A and B, where A having the elements 1, 2, B is 3, 4, 5. How to write the Cartesian product? So take 1, along with 1, take remaining all elements from B, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. Similarly, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. This is the way to write the Cartesian product of two sets. It's very, very important. We are going to use in our second chapter also. So it is indicated by A cross B, right? And the next one is set identities. So these are all some identities while we are going to solve problems. Oftenly we will use. This one is identity law. Second one is domination law. Third one is idempotent law. This is double negation law. And commutative property, associative law, distributive law, De Morgan's law. Among these distributive law and De Morgan's law is very, very important. Using that, we solve some problems also. And this is also familiar identity. We may use these all laws in our unit 1 and 2. So we'll discuss one problem by using distributive property. Look at the set. If A is equal to set of all x such that x is odd number less than 8. What do you mean by odd number? Obviously, it is 1, 3, 5, 7 like that it is going on. Less than 8 means The last number will be 7. Yeah. Take second set B. It is it's a prime number less than 15. We know what is prime number. And C is they given 2, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. Then verify. This is first distributive law. A union B intersection C is equal to A union B intersection A union C. The second one is A intersection of B union C is equal to A intersection B union A intersection C. Right? How to solve this? So first define what is A. A is 1, 3, 5, 7. B is 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. And C they given 2, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. Now first take LHS. So in LHS, we supposed to find out B intersection C first. Is there any common number between B and C? Obviously, it is 5, 11. Next one is A union B and C, B intersection C. That is 1, 3, 5, 7, 11. So assuming this is equation number 1. Now take RHS. In RHS, we are having A union B as well as A union C. First find out A union B. We may get 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 is our answer. What is A union C? We may get this is our answer. And apply intersection between these two. So look at equation number 1 and 2. Is these both are equal? Yeah. So first distributive law is verified. Thirdly, we can go for second distributive law. That is B union C we are supposed to find out first. And A intersection B union C is 1, 3, 5, 7. Assuming it is equation number 3. So only for our purpose we are assuming equation 1, 2, 3, 4. For comparing purpose I'm giving numbers for that. And take RHS. A intersection B is this one. A intersection C is 5. If you are applying union between these two, we'll get 1, 3, 5, 7. By comparing 3, 4, second distributive property is also verified. Next one is the very important one, De Morgan's law. For any two finite sets A and B, first one, A union B whole dash is equal to A dash intersection B dash. How to tell this De Morgan's law by using a sentence or wordings? The complement of the union of two sets is equal to the intersection of their complement. Yes. What is second one? A intersection B the whole dash is equal to A dash union B dash. Can you tell these by wordings? The complement of intersection of two sets is equal to, yes, what? Union of their complements. Next one, we'll discuss proof for this De Morgan's law. Using Venn diagram also we can prove that these laws. Using analytical method also we can prove. Now I am going to give the proof by using Venn diagram. Take the LHS of first problem. A intersection B the whole dash. Look at the first diagram. We know the intersection between A and B. The common area between A and B is called as intersection. We have taken it in equation 1. Look at the second one. The complement of A intersection B. We got that. A dash union B dash. First of all, find out A dash. A dash means you omit A separately. The rest of the area will be taken as its complement. Similarly, find out B dash. If you are applying union between A dash union B, B dash will get unit number equation number 5. From equation 2 and 5, we got our proof. Right? A second one is A union B whole dash is equal to A dash intersection B dash. So for that, we are supposed to find out A union B. A union B means we just add all the regions. Its complement means omit the regions. So look at the equation number 1. That is what complement of A union B. RHS is we supposed to find out A dash and B dash and apply intersection between these two. So we got our answer. Right. So this is the way to proving De Morgan's law by using Venn diagram. It's very important question mark. Next one is problems based on De Morgan. Let U is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A is the set having 4, 5, 6. The set B consisting 5, 6, 8. Show that first one and second one. This is nothing but De Morgan's law. Right. Solution. First we should take the data from the given problem. What is U, what is A, what is B. First proof we have to find out complement of A union B. First we supposed to find out A union B. just adding two elements. If terms are repeated, take only once, we know that. And complement of the term is what? You just omitting the terms whatever are available in U. So 4, 5, 6, 8 omit from U, you get 1, 2, 3, 7. And RHS, A dash. A dash means the value of A is 4, 5, 6. Its complement means you just omit from, if that values are there in U, you simply omit it. Rest of the values are taken as its complement. Similarly, take B complement and apply intersection between A dash and B dash. We may get 1, 2, 3, 7 is our answer, right? So comparing equation number 1 and 2, is it same or not? Yes. So first one is proved. In this case, we are going to solve second De Morgan's law. For that, we need A intersection B and its complement. We got equation number 3, right? And RHS of this one is A dash, B dash already we finished in our previous slide itself. And just apply union for A dash and B dash. We may get equation number 4. By comparing equation 3 and 4, the second De Morgan's law is also proved, right? And the next slide, some practice problems using distributive as well as De Morgan. If the set A is odd number less than 8, B is prime number less than 15. I think I have done this problem previously itself, so you no need to consider this. Take second problem as homework, right? It may be comfortable to you if you have done. So in this slide, we are going to discuss some important formula. First one is n of A union B equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. The second one is n of A union B union C is equal to n of A plus n of B plus n of C minus intersection terms n of A intersection B minus n of A intersection C minus n of B intersection C plus n of A intersection B intersection C. In next slides, we are going to discuss applications problems of set. On that area, these formulas are oftenly will used. It's very important formula, so keep it in your mind.